So I'm here with Veronica Belmont, and when I first ever knew you, it was a gazillion years ago on CNET on Buzz Out Loud. But I mean, since then, like I can't even keep track of you. I honestly like Game On. I was like, oh, so maybe she left Texilla. No, she'll do that. And Sword and Laser, I thought had long since gone away because, you know, I'm not an audio podcast guy as much as I should be. But you fixed that too, because I guess you and Tom are going to come on to video now on Felicia's YouTube channel, Felicia Day's YouTube channel. How many shows are you currently actively producing and working on right now?
Currently, I'm doing Texilla every week, which I've done for the past, it'll be 4 years in April, wow. So I guess next month. I also do Sword and Laser, which never went away. It's been an audio podcast as well for 4 years, and now it's turning into a video show, as you mentioned, on Felicia Day's Geek and Sundry channel. And I also do Game On, which is a weekly video game show on the Twit network. Every Sunday night we shoot live. And what I actually did drop out of my rotation was Core on the PlayStation Network, which I had been hosting for 3 years.
Right. I couldn't remember. I knew there was one really like in one, and I couldn't remember what that was. And really, Sword and Laser, I'm just not, like, I just came away from it. Do you ever notice, like, when you're not paying attention to something, you're pretty sure it went away, even though obviously...
No, it's been growing. It's been growing and doing great. So we're very excited to take it to the next level. We'll still be doing an audio version of the show as well. Oh,
that's awesome. So, I mean, it seems like, I mean, besides the idea that it's great to eat more, and so you get a chance to, you know, have more business or whatever, but 3/4 productions at any one time seems like kind of a lot. I mean, what is your breaking point, Veronica? How many more shows do you think you could put on before you're like, forget it, I'm done?
Well, I have at least 2 other shows in production right now as well that I can't really speak to just yet. So I haven't hit that breaking point. I'm getting there. It's harder and harder to find time to actually play the video games and read the books that I'm talking about on the show, but I try to cram it in as much as possible while still maintaining my sanity.
So I won't even try to make you draw something then or anything like that. I mean,
no, I'm maxed out on draw something. I don't even know if I can add any more games at this point. I try to do draw something and television at the same time. Draw something now feels like another job, which is weird. It's not. It's just something else I do now.
Aren't there a bunch of, you know, games like that it seems like, and that's, I mean, that's clearly kind of at least a fun play game, but I mean, anything beyond World of Warcraft, I mean, a lot of these things started to feel like slog, like you have to show up and do work.
Yeah, I took a break from World of Warcraft. I hadn't actually played since BlizzCon of last year. And then yesterday, I got my Mist of Pandaria invite for the beta. So I've been installing that this morning, and I'll probably spend some time. Oh, sorry, that's my laundry in the background.
Oh, no, that's great. We're not as pro
also
as
household errands. You have to fit those in somewhere too, like while you're doing interviews. Yeah, so I'm downloading Mist of Pandaria because I need to talk about it on the show, of course, now that it's out in beta form. So yeah, that's one more thing. But I can't complain. I love my job. I love everything I get to talk about. It's so rewarding and so much fun, and I couldn't be happier.
You know, that's one thing to think about too, is that, I mean, you started Buzz Out Loud with CNET. I mean, you were part of that crew pretty much right after school, right? I mean, or even while you were finishing up school. Do I have the timing of that right?
Pretty close. Yeah, I moved out to San Francisco in October of 2004. I graduated in 2004 in June. So I moved out to San Francisco right out of school and found an internship at CNET Networks, and that's how I started producing Buzz Out Loud.
Wow. And then you kind of get yanked into being part of the show, and then being really a part of the show, and the world just went, oh my gosh, you know, we need more Veronica Belmont. But I mean, results are not typical. You know what I mean? This is like when you watch the Slim Fast commercial, and they're like, this guy lost 85 pounds, but don't pay attention. You went right out of school doing this thing you want to do, and you have basically designed your career, if I'm not wrong.
Well, what did they say? Like, luck is one part being in the right place at the right time, and another part being prepared for that. And so I think I'm getting the quote wrong, but it was kind of like that. I was very strangely suited for a career in podcasting because I went to school for audio production and also focused in new media studies. And also I was a big geek, so I listened to podcasts. I love podcasts, and it was something I was already doing in my spare time. So when they said they needed someone to produce Buzz Out Loud, I was one of the only people there who knew what a podcast was and knew how to do RSS and knew how to kind of promote that and use social media, which social media at the time was not big. I mean, that was still a year and a half before Twitter even started. So yeah, we were doing a lot of, I don't know what we were doing. forums. We had our forums, and
Right.
that was like our main way of talking to fans and getting feedback. And yeah, it was pretty funny going on other shows and talking to other podcasters, people like Adam Christensen at the MacCast and Scott Johnson, who I think had just started maybe doing the Instance in 2006.
Right.
So yeah, it was just getting to know those early podcasters, people like yourself too, who were working in that field.
It is interesting how that changed about the forums. Like when you said that, I thought, gee, how did anyone promote their dumb show before? Because I mean,
Right.
that's what Twitter is. You know, things did change though. I mean, a lot of our friends got back out of that field. I mean, they just really couldn't sustain it, or just didn't see where they thought they were going to go. You know, they maybe imagined living on an island. And I think of even, you know, Zay Frank, who had the most popular, the show was, everybody watched that. And I just feel that a lot of these kinds of people ran off in a direction, but you're just going deeper and deeper into the abyss. So I guess first off, where do you see it taking you longer term? And then I have a whole other question.
Longer term, I mean, I don't really know. People ask me all the time if I'm going to do TV or something like that. I mean, maybe if the right opportunity came along, but I've been so busy and so excited about the work I'm doing in the new media space and the online video space that it's, you know, I'm not starving to death. I'm making a living doing this, and it's been a lot of fun. So I don't really see the need to go to a different kind of media at this point. I think if anything, we're that next step. We're the people who are creating the content that's going to be around, you know, 5 years from now. Maybe TV's at the end of its lifeline at this point. I think that's what YouTube is banking on. That's why they're enabling content creators to build these channels that people can watch whenever they want. They don't have to wait around for their shows to come on, or you know, get things on TiVo, or work around the restrictions of something like Hulu or HBO Go. So I think we're at the forefront of that right now, and it's just going to keep moving on from there.
Yeah, you know, until you mentioned the Sword and Laser was going to go on to Felicia's channel, I mean, I understood, and when I saw channels come out, I went, yeah, okay. And it didn't really have an impact to me. I didn't really feel the way you're laying it out. It's sort of like, this could be TV next. And I think partly because I lived through 06 and 07, and I went to all those same shows with Kara Swisher and everybody, and oh, the world's going to change, and Justin Canna is going to make us all, you know, take videos of each other pooping or whatever. I mean, there was just this other old universe there. And I think we all bought in, and I feel like that smells like Second Coming, but you seem pretty, you know, gung-ho on the idea of the channel. I mean, do you think this time there's some legs behind it because of devices? Why do you think it's going to go that way, or could go that way?
Well, I think that finally, you know, advertisers and companies like YouTube are taking this stuff seriously in terms of putting some money behind it. And I think that's what's really going to bring along the shift, is that before, like, yeah, we can do great looking shows on a shoestring budget. But if we really want to compete with TV, in a lot of ways, we have to have the ability to bring the production to the next level and to make it look like something that is professionally done. And a lot of people don't have the resources to do that on their own. And like myself, for example, like I've always worked with other companies to make content, and the content's always been great. But on my own, I don't know if I could have done it without a budget. And, you know, there's just no way. And so now we have people that we can work with, and people that can help promote it, and people that can help edit and produce a show. And that's what's enabling us, at least, to kind of compete with television.
You know, I haven't yet been to the secret Leo Fortress, but I mean, everything that comes out of there, when I watch Game On, there's that sense of this thing is really produced. I mean, it's just nothing that we're going to be able to make in our living room without a lot of work. And I guess that's sort of in anticipation of that channel, and it just helps advertisers get that feeling that they're going to go there. How much? But
not to say, I just wanted to say, not to say that there isn't still a place for people to do stuff on their own. Absolutely.
Right,
I mean, that's what people doing stuff on their own is what got us here. People like Felicia, you know, who just wanted to create something on her own. People like Chris Perillo, who's still doing like crazy stuff just from his home studio.
Right.
You know, there's always going to be a place for that, and there's always going to be a place for people to come up through those ranks. You know, if you have the talent and the perseverance and the ability to put some elbow grease into it, there's always an opportunity. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I think for every Game On, there's bless his little heart, Fred, you know, and all these other things that, you know, you just didn't expect were going to become a thing. And the fact that he has 2 movies, if I'm not mistaken, the
YouTubers is a whole phenomena I do not understand and do not try to understand. And I'm just so impressed by the audiences and the stuff they've built up around themselves. I mean, I was never really heavily involved in the like video blogging community back in the day. I was always, you know, pretty much on the podcasting side of stuff. And so the you know, the iJustines and the Freds and the Freddie Wongs, like, I'm just like, wow, how did they do that? That's so cool.
I mean, the fact really you can walk into Hot Topic and see a Fred t-shirt is just boggling to me. But, you know, I digress. I shouldn't ever walk into Hot Topic.
Hey, I used to work at Hot Topic, so.
I would not doubt.
High school.
Lots of good nerd shirts and things in there, you know. I went in the other day looking, I'm not even going to go there. My other question is this. So you have, I mean, you like literally would encode RSS and everything for Buzz Out Loud. I mean, that was what you were hired to do, is make the guts and nuts. So, I mean, you know this down to the keystroke level, and you could sit there and edit Final Cut all day. But now there's a team. How does it feel? I mean, besides good, and like you don't have to do all that work, but how does it feel to have that sort of hands-off approach? I mean, I have no idea how much your hands touch keys on either Texilla or any of the other shows, but I think that my guess is hardly at all. You're the talent now.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's weird because I still edit and produce Sword and Laser as an audio show, and I've continued to do that. But you're right. Now I don't have any hands-on with the editing process, or, you know, I consider myself a producer on Game On. I definitely help. I write my scripts for the most part. Well, no, we have a writer for Game On, Justin R. Young, who's an amazing, hilarious writer. But we have to give him the points for the reviews that we're writing, and, you know, everything we do off script is just me and Brian talking about the games that we're playing and the games we love. Texilla, I write my own scripts. You know, I always did for Core and for the other projects that I work on. But yeah, not having a hand in the editing side and the post-production side is, you know, I leave that to the real professionals. Because yeah, I can edit together a video in Final Cut Pro no problem, or put something together in Audacity. I'm a lot more comfortable on the audio editing side of things as I am on the video side. But they know their work, and fortunately by this point, you know, with Sword and Laser, we know how we want it to look, so we feel comfortable like sharing that vision and helping them kind of make it a reality.
Totally tangential. This is a sort of kind of insider baseball sort of a thing. But you know, there was a time when people walking down the street would push you out of the way to get to Ryan, and I feel this may have shifted. And you know, in a way, this is sort of like the podcaster level version of like Hollywood relationship life or something like this. I mean, is it all like that? I mean, do you just have that? I mean, does that universe exist where you're kind of like, you know, this is, you know, suddenly they push him out of the way to get to you?
Well, you know, I mean, people still definitely recognize Ryan and want to talk to him about his work, both on Engadget and with his new company Gadget as well. So there's definitely situations where we'll be at an event and someone will come up to Ryan and he'll be like, oh, have you met my significant other, Veronica? You know, she works in the tech space as well. So that still happens too. But yeah, I mean, I got recognized at Red Lobster the other night. Which was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, first don't go there. Second,
no knock on Red Lobster. Well, yeah, I went for fun because I love their popcorn shrimp, and we were in the area shopping at like Target or something, and went to Red Lobster, and the guy there knew me, and I was like, oh, yeah. Awkward. So that happens sometimes, but it's always fun to get to meet people out in the wild and talk to them about the work you're doing. And yeah, Ryan and I do very different things now, so people know us for our work separately sometimes, almost as much as they know our work together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe it's just his and her pushing out of the way now. You know, you just wait different turns or whatever. I don't know this answer. I tend to try to do research as one might, but did you go to Texas this year? Were you part of the silliness? No.
Nope. Didn't go this year, thank God. I
was there for 18 hours, but I mean, I remember the last time I saw you there was like 2009 or something like that, and it was not a pleasant experience, and I presume it gets worse, you know, the more you're doing.
I love South by. I mean, I've been many years, and last year I went as well, only for the weekend. And this year it just didn't work with my schedule because I have been, you know, I work Sunday nights now, and it's just very hard for me to get away. So Yeah, I didn't go, and it was actually kind of a relief. I've been traveling a lot, and it was kind of nice to just have the weekend. Ryan actually went, so I got the house to myself, which is always fun because I can watch all my terrible TV shows and not feel bad about it, or play a video game for 14 hours and not get a hard time either. So yeah, didn't go this year, but I'm sure it won't be the last time I go.
Right. I feel like I'm catching you right between Mass Effect 3 and the next, next bit
Oh
of
God,
so,
yes. I'm on a little bit of a video game break this week. I've been trying to catch up with script writing and reading. But yeah, a little bit of downtime for the video games after finishing Mass Effect and Skyrim too. I'm finally putting that one to bed for a little bit until the DLC comes out. So yeah, taking a breather this weekend.
Well, I used to be a gamer like you, but then I took an arrow to the leg.
Yeah,
so
yeah. When my mom knows that joke, it's probably seen.
Yeah, it's
less. It's burnt out. It's a little bit.
I can't mention Linsanity then. I'm 4 weeks out of current now. Is that what you're saying? I get it.
A little bit, yeah.
So we can find you at veronicabelmont.com and evidently all over the rest of the damn web. You seem to be taking over basically for every geek show now. And Perillo will have you on. He'll make you make Legos. I don't know. It'll be like that.
Oh, I do love Legos. Yeah, the main page I usually send people to is about.me/Veronica because that has links to all my projects and all my websites and everything kind of all in one place. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping busy. So stay tuned. There's going to be more announcements coming up in the next couple of months.
Awesome. Well, I very much appreciate your time. I went over what I promised I'd say for time, but I just couldn't help myself. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you around.
Thank you.